Okay, let's get into the SAVE Act here. Couple developments. We have more and more House members threatening to block anything from the Senate because they have that power. It doesn't take that many of them. And what's happening now is this coordination. In the Senate, I got to say this. This is fantastic. Okay, because the Senate wasn't expecting anybody to fight back against them. They were completely blindsided by this because they're used to being the oligarchs of the land, where the House of Lords in America is the Senate. And they do not like to be messed with. And they usually feel like if they put their foot down on something and tell you it's not going to happen, they win. And most of the time they have. Except for they didn't count on Trump appealing to the people and the people coming back with a voice so strong that it actually might eventually force them into something. So Brandon Gill is the latest to come out. I love this guy, man. He is so good in hearings.
The nays are 10. The bill as amended.
He's the latest to come out. Going to block anything that comes up in the Senate. As long as the Senate refuses to pass the Save America Act, why should I vote for any bill the Senate sends over to the House? So we have more and more of this coming up. They're neutering the power of the Senate, which the Senate is supposed to be like the big brother to the House. They don't like when little brother fights back. They don't like it. Seth asked, it goes from the House to the Senate, right? No, not necessarily. Senate can draft bill and go back to the House. They can both go back and forth. They just both have to approve it. It's happened several times in history where something gets drafted in the Senate first. So, but the point is the Senate also will amend stuff and send it back to the House. So lots can get blocked in the House from the Senate. And all you need, because the Democrats are not going to vote for anything Republican at all. So all you need is a handful, 3-4 House members to block stuff. And all of a sudden the entire agenda gets stalled. So they're pushing back and it's great to see. And all the word is that the Senate is shocked by how much people are fighting back. And here's Josh Hawley coming out and saying it's stalled. The SAVE Act is stalled. Can't believe a few states want illegal voting, and saying if they want to stall it, they'd have to stand the filibuster on the floor and talk. So Hawley's out there fighting for the standing filibuster, which we want to see more and more senators jumping on that train. Hawley's one of the good ones. And then here is Mark Meadows, former chief of staff from Trump, with Matt Gaetz. And I'm going to actually play this clip and let you guys see what he has to say.
Leader Thune said that the people calling for an end to the talking filibuster were just paid influencers. Did you ever think you'd be so cool as to be deemed a paid influencer, Mark Meadows?
Well, I'm waiting for that first paycheck as a paid influencer. So I can tell you that literally what this is a grassroots support.
Yes.
The influencers that are out there, they're coming along, but they're not getting paid to move this motivation and go forward. It's 85% issue. Why is there such a problem getting
right, like
an
what?
85%?
Who is the special interest out there paying influencers for voter ID? If there was some massive special interest out there paying influencers on voter ID, we probably would have gotten it done before now because of the popularity you explained. Now, when you and I were in Congress together, we lived under the tyranny of a person called the Senate parliamentarian because they got to decide what was considered under a lower threshold than 60 votes. Our friends like Chip Roy and Scott Perry were pushing really hard to get this Save America Act into the last reconciliation bill. The Senate parliamentarian, hired by like Harry Reid many moons ago, said no. Why won't Leader Thune just fire the Senate parliamentarian? Like make Cleta Mitchell the Senate parliamentarian for a week and a half and we save the country.
Well, their heads would explode if Cleta Mitchell became the Senate parliamentarian. I can tell you that. But you're exactly right. What happens is you've got this parliamentarian, and it's almost as if, Matt, they just want to lose, but want to lose in a gentleman or ladylike fashion. And I can tell you the donor class, even the donor class, have taken notice of this. If they don't get the Save America Act passed and to the president's desk, there will be a problem.
All right. And there you hear it. If they don't get the Save America Act passed, even the donor class is noticing there's going to be a problem. And that, my friends, the donor class, that's who controls all the senators, all the House members. All the grifters say they control Trump too, but that's always a cop out. That's just when they don't, because they know if they challenge Trump directly, they'll lose their audience. So they always have to say it's Trump's consultants or the donors. They always have to mix that in there. That's code for we actually are against Trump, but we're not ready to lose our audience yet. But the real donor class does control the Senate. And so if it's getting to them, it means they're getting worried that their senators, the ones they're funding, that they'll lose their seats. And they don't want that. You know, even though it's a uniparty, even though some of these guys are deep state uniparty rhino types, they still want their power. And the Republican donors still want them in there. They don't want to lose to Democrats. The uniparty is a uniparty, but they still like hate each other. It's like family members who hate each other. They don't want to give that power up. And so the donor party, if they're noticing this, that's going to start moving things. And so there's still a lot of hope here, guys. I know it doesn't look great, but there's definitely some hope here.